Welcome to our Monday live. Okay. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I know everyone's being notified that I am live. Your girl's been busy. Mondays are my busiest days when it comes to like putting together all my social media stuff. But I'm here. I'm here. And I really want to talk about Potomac. I watch all these housewife shows. I really want to do Salt Lake City too. I just been watching, but maybe we need to do some lives and talk about some things. But how's your Monday? How you doing? Where you watching from? How's the weather? How are you settling in to the fall? How are you settling into this Monday? But I want to talk about these housewives. Okay, we're back. Well, Potomac. Potomac is a story. I feel like of really the fall Bravo shows. I guess you can call count Salt Lake City too, but I kind of feel like it's maybe Potomac signifies really the fall. Okay. But check in. Where you watching from? Let me catch my breath. Okay, come into the chat. Like the video. Okay, did y'all watch last night's episode? Okay. Did y'all watch last night's episode? Come on in. All right, come on in. Stacy. Okay, let me make my picture a little bit bigger. Okay. Stacy girl. Huh? Stacy. Okay, but come on in. Let's have some people come in for a little bit. Let me sip my drink. So many things going on. You guys, I'm going to be on doing a shoot next week. I'm doing a paid brand deal next week. So I'm trying to get ready for that. So my life is pretty busy trying to juggle so many different things right now. But come on into the chat. Now, last night we got the first episode. Okay. I took some notes. Let me pull up my notes. We are back and we are on the cusp of Karen going to jail, prison. Okay. But then also now in real time, she is out of prison. So the episode actually starts with her in the Bravo cameras pulling on up as she's being released. And I want to know from you guys, do you think that they're going to add her in at the tail end of the episodes as kind of like a little special? Or do you think that we'll see like a special when it comes to the reunion, like her own little like, okay, life after jail? I'm pretty sure the season is probably over with at this point. So I wonder if, Bravo will do some kind of little special to test. Even though I think that people don't really care, unfortunately, fortunately, depending on what side of you are on. I don't know if people really care that Karen went to prison for DUI. Even though I feel like we should because she could have killed somebody. And it's apparent that she has some kind of substance abuse issue. But then there are people saying that they don't, care because it really wasn't her driving allegedly. It was like her sugar daddy, her side man. So let me know in the chat. Do you care that she went to prison for DUI? Are people so enamored by Cameron being the grand dame that they don't care that she has a drinking problem, that people are in love with her no matter what? Okay, no matter what. But last night, the season started. And the ladies are coming together to discuss how hurt they are, heartbroken, sad that Karen went to prison, that she got whisked away right away. Okay, it wasn't no time to say her goodbyes, straight to jail. Okay, it was straight to jail. And as they're having this conversation, I'm just kind of wondering, when did Gizelle and Karen get so close? Okay, is it for TV that Gizelle is trying to come off as she's this person who really cares about Gizelle, really cares about Karen being in prison, or is it just for TV? And as I'm watching the episode, I'm like, if y'all real friends like that and you really care about her, did you go visit her? Did you write her letters? Did you put money on her commissary? Because I feel like the whole thing with Giselle it's a game. And that they're not really friends. I think they're co-workers. But real friends, I don't really know. Okay. It feels like it's just for TV. And so during this conversation about this scene, the head honcho said, come on over to Gizelle house. We got to get together and talk about, of course, Karen's sentencing, Karen's court date, because we need it all on camera. All right. And during this time, Stacey gets brought up. And to me, Stacey is a gamer. She is a scammer. Okay. And I want to talk about her in comparison to, what was that other girl's name who had the baby? Who came on, it wasn't last season. Do y'all remember her name, who really went at it with Wendy? What was her name? I'm trying to look it up if y'all can tell me in the chat. Nneka. Okay? Nneka. Now it's interesting because I was thinking about, how Stacey pretty much scammed her way to get on the show. Everything about Stacey is a lie. Okay, to me, I believe she has been wanting on the show for a long time. And I think she schemed, lied, scammed her way to get on. But she's on is this her second season, y'all, or her third? Okay. But it's interesting because Nneka really wanted to be on the show too. And the thing about Nneka, though, is that she didn't lie to be on the show. Okay, she didn't lie. Now it comes out that Stacey has been scheming, scamming to get on the show. Okay. And they, of course, talk about her breath being stank. Okay, it's her second season. Okay. So she lied her way to get on the show. And so we see them having this scene of them discussing Karen going to prison. And then we see a gentleman. Okay? We see a gentleman at a table. So let's see some of these comments. You like Stacey? The thing about, when I think about comparing Stacey to Nneka, at least Nneka was, I want to say honest, but then, because I feel like her life wasn't a lie, but she tried very hard. The thing about Stacey is that her life is a lie, and she's trying very hard. Not trying so hard in the same way that Nneka did, but at least Nneka really was coming for money. She was very thirsty to be on the show, and I think she came off too hard. But with Stacey, she has like this playful facade. Okay, this good girl facade, this Christian facade. And I think if, Nneka had came on the show and was a little bit softer and not so hard, she would have got a second season. Okay, second season. So when I look at both these women who really want to be on the show, the biggest difference to me is that she appears very soft. I think that's why people bought into her more. And depending on who you believe, is her story, is her life really real? No, it's not. Okay, no, it's not. And so we get to the scene where someone's having lunch with Stacey. And this gentleman appears on the screen. Okay. And we see Stacey get out of the car and walk up. And I'm like, oh, she got a new boo. Okay. She fired the old one because now he's suing her. She fired that one and she hired somebody new. And I'm like, oh, this white man. Okay. And then we see it across the screen. What's his name? Theom is Stacey's ex-husband, y'all. I fell for it. I really thought this was a new man because in her last season, he never showed his face and never said his name. And I don't really follow her on social media, so I don't know what he really looked like. So when I saw this man sitting there, I was like, oh, she got somebody new. She dated somebody new. Child, it's her husband. It is her husband. The scheme worked. Okay, and let me know y'all thoughts. Do y'all think that she used old boy from last season to make her husband jealous? Do you think that her and her husband were in on it so she could get on the show? Okay, but Stacey is a scammer. Okay, she is very much a scammer. I think this good girl, Christian girl is very much a facade. That worked because she got a second season and NECA didn't. Okay. And now recently, I don't know if y'all have seen, maybe I could find it. Did y'all see NECA hanging out with the Married to Medicine ladies? Okay. Let me see if I can pull that up. Y'all know I just be winging it over here. um she was with the Married to Medicine girls. I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Let me see if it's on her IG. I don't see it on her IG. What is the other girl's name? That's married to Eugene. Let me know in the comments. The girl that's married to Eugene. Okay. But we see that Stacey is having lunch with her ex-husband. Okay. And she explains that Toya. It was Toya. Y'all know I'm not good with names over here. My old brain. I don't know her I don't know her. What is her IG name? One of y'all will probably tell me in the chat. We're going to keep it going. Okay. But there was a photo or like a video of NECA hanging out with Toya from Married to Medicine. I think they might have been in Toya's new house. So somebody let me know what's Toya, what's her IG name. We'll pull it up. But Stacey is having lunch with her ex-husband. And she goes on to explain that, you know, we decided to vacation with each other over the holiday season. And during that time, we felt like we wanted to rekindle. Okay. We wanted to just try and make things work. And it's unfortunate, like during that time, we actually found out that our divorce had went through. Note that for those of y'all who have not watched the episode. She says, so now we're just kind of going with the flow. And the flow is going good. I'm like, wow, you good, girl. You good. Okay. She is good at the scheming, at the lying. But I think this season the ladies have clocked her tea and know that she's a liar. She's a fraud. She's a phony. And so we see her and her husband having lunch, a scene. Okay. How is it that this one was able to pull the wool over our eyes, but all these other people they have tested the last couple seasons? We've had a couple people they tried to test. It didn't work out. Do y'all think that NECA should have got a second season? Okay. Do y'all miss her? Was her energy just she came in a little bit too hot? Was it really that? But we see Stacey and her husband having lunch. And so this whole episode is about Ashley's second bloom. She's having this celebratory event to celebrate her divorce finally 4 years later being settled. And Ashley is interesting because I feel like, Ashley to me has outgrown this franchise. I could see her doing some other things. She's a lot younger than the rest of the cast members. As much as we have seen so far, Gizelle bring on a friend. Did Wendy bring on somebody else brought a friend? Oh, Keiarna bring on a friend. I wonder why we haven't seen Ashley bring on a friend like similar to her age. Because I feel like in some ways she's just not really in that stage of life that a lot of the other ladies are. And I think we need somebody more youthful to match her energy and maybe kind of give something a little bit different. Okay. But Stacey's a scammer. Okay. And I think people fall for women who have that petite soft, welcoming voice. Okay, versus my loud in your face voice. Okay. But I think that she's able to scheme and scam her way onto this show and stay on this show. This time I think because her lies and everything is drama. But the first season, I think it was she was very put together. She was on Home Shopping Network. She was Christ-like. The voice. I'm just Stacey. And the whole conversation that she didn't want to tell her daughter that they were getting divorced, probably because they never was, y'all. Is what I'm gonna say, is that they was never getting divorced. So the conversation didn't need to be had with her daughter. All right. Now, do y'all think that she used old boy to get on the show also, and also used him to make her husband jealous? All right. So we see, Wendy is I think I'll be doing some stuff to her house. We see some little like fluff scenes, okay? And then as Ashley is preparing for her second bloom, Stacey comes on over and they're at the dress shop. Okay. After, I think this is the scene maybe after she was kikiing with Gizelle over the phone about Stacey breath stinking. Oh, maybe I think this was before. So they come over to the dress place to try on dresses. And Ashley's like, Ashley's so messy. She don't really have nothing really, I guess, going on or enough. I guess she really probably can't talk too much about her divorce. Probably signed the NDA with old boy. She don't want to get sued. So I wish we would see more of her life trying to transition from divorce to being a mom. I guess we saw at some last season. Was that really her house, or I think that was Airbnb? Okay, we saw it a little bit, but I think her storyline, her character needs something. Dan, that guy was something, I guess. Did y'all fall for that? Were y'all interested in that? But I think Ashley needs something like, I don't know, just different. So we see that Ashley and Stacey at the dressing room, place to look at dresses. And Ashley's like being messy. So I was, at the women's Essence Women Luncheon, and there was this actress there. And she told me that she had something to tell me about you. She actually said that you're being sued. Okay. You're being sued. I can't remember his name. You're being sued by old boy from last year for his money that you have not paid him, that you sat on that stage at reunion and kept saying it was all lies. But she showed me the document. It's interesting because I feel like Stacey doesn't really deny these things. She just tries to go around it. But doesn't, to me, when it comes to them asking about her real life, she always finds a way to kind of like zigzag through it, but doesn't have to actually be honest about her life and where she is. Okay. And so she's trying to deny she's being sued by him. I remember after the reunion last year, he actually was going to come out and say some stuff about her. He said he had receipts. We never saw the receipts either. Okay, we never saw the receipts. But she's like, sued? Girl, get a life. Sued? Don't you have something else to be doing than looking up my life, Googling me online? Okay, Googling me online. But Stacey is a scammer who breath stink. Basically. Okay. But I think this facade of her being Christ-like, Christian, have these moral values, it works. Okay. It really works with some people. And I want to know if you guys, do you believe her stories? Her storyline? Okay. I do think this season they're gonna clock her. Now here is the
anywhere in any of the databases
because
for the
it's
state
not
of
for
Virginia.
anybody's business
It's
to know
public.
where it is.
That's how it happens, girl.
But I don't do,
Do you want to
that.
see if I'm divorced? Because
No.
it's there, clear as day.
Listen,
it's in the Virginia database system. If you search me, you will see, it's very public, that I'm divorced. I couldn't find Stacey to save my soul.
Girl, you are a busy mama out here
I was so
singing and
emotional.
performing, And you're on the internet looking for me?
Why does she have time to Google about me? She needs to be Googling a voice coach, okay?
In deny it though.
She should not be worried about my husband or my marriage.
I am absolutely divorced. And
Why
I
isn't it anywhere in any of the databases
Because
for the
it's
state
not
of
for
Virginia?
anybody's business
It's
to know
public.
where
that's,
it is.
That's how it happens, girl.
But I don't do
Do you want to
that.
see if I'm divorced? Because
No,
it's there, clear as day.
Listen,
It's in the Virginia database.
See, the thing about Stacey though, also she got some hood in her. She got a little bit of hood in her. Okay. I think she's trying so hard to be this woman of like God and Christ, but you see it in her come out. I wish you would. I want to see that side of her really come out. Like not get rid of, but I want to see her kind of like snap just for entertainment purposes and go into that other person, other side. Okay. We see it throughout this episode. It's only so long that she will put up with them clocking her teeth before I think we're going to see that side this season. Okay. And is Ashley slowly morphing into Doja Cat? Okay. Her confessionals. She just, her confessional, also this look is making her look very much older. Okay. I just want to see the youthful part of her, but it was given kind of old. Okay. It was given kind of old. All right. Now we meet a couple new people. Let me see. A couple new people. The first person we met was Angel. Now, Angel, I'm interested in learning more about her. She's moved back to Potomac with her husband, who I don't know, does he still play for the Broncos or did he used to play for the Broncos? She's very much like into meditation, her matcha, being holistic, but she a little shady. Okay, she a little shady. Now she's Keiarna's friend. She's brought on the show as Keiarna's friend. But unlike some of these other friends who do walk-ons, I feel like Angel really is friends, it seems like, with Keiarna. Okay. And do y'all believe her persona, the way she is? She came off to me down to earth. But I wonder how she's really gonna be. This is the first scene. Okay, but she seemed all right. She got a 4-year-old and I think a younger daughter. But it's good to see somebody come on the show who, has a own. I'm gonna form my own opinion about these ladies. Okay, my own thoughts. Even though I'm friends with Keiarna, do you think that there could be a way for somebody to separate their friendship from what their own beliefs are about these ladies? Okay, so we saw her come on. We also saw, what's the other girl name? Why did they put the names on here? She's a Nigerian princess. I did write down her name. Oh, I didn't actually. Oh, Tia. So Tia, very beautiful. I feel like I've seen her somewhere else before. I'm just not sure where, but very beautiful. She's a Nigerian princess. She seemed like she has some class, some elegance. Do I really believe that she's friends with Gizelle? I do not. I think this might be an example of someone coming on who is from somewhere else, Potomac, but we gotta figure out a way to align her with the rest of the girls. Okay, and we're gonna say you're Giselle's friend. Whereas with Angel, I do believe that Angel and Keiarna are friends. So we get to see her. Another Nigerian. So last year was Nneka. Okay. So hopefully, her and Wendy get along. It's not, another girl coming on here going after Wendy. I don't get that from her. She seems to have some class, some dignity, and she comes from some shit to lose. She's a princess. She's from Nigerian royalty. So I don't think that we're going to see the antics that we saw from Nneka. Okay, we're not going to see that. Now let's get to this ball. Okay. Now, this is the second blooming. Okay. She looked very pretty. I think that best dress is probably gonna go to Wendy. I did like this green hair on Ashley. I think it would have went with the dress very well if maybe she did like a red auburn, giving like some poison ivy vibes. Oh, Stacey, like how long are you gonna be able to fake this shit? Like everybody knows you're lying. Okay, everybody knows you're lying. Okay. Does Gizelle really age? She looks so pretty. I like her. Okay, I do like her. This was funny. I'm like, you talk about being outdoors, camping. When I look at her, I don't think of camping. I think of glamping. Okay, especially with her fan, I think of glamping. Okay. So we get to the ball, and that's when everything goes left. Ashley Darby is officially divorced. Everybody loves a sip. Now this is Stacey on her date. Now I think that her dress, one, looked too small. Okay. And I think the theme was a blooming. Though she looks kind of like a flower, I just think that her outfit could have been a lot better. I think it could have been a lot better. All right. But we get to this, and so it continues to come out the argument of is Stacey really married? Okay, is she really married? And let's look at this.
She's sweet, as everybody says.
Yes, until she's not.
Yeah. I mean,
Indeed.
Just don't lie to me. Like, nothing else really bothers me. Your breath can stink, which,
It happens.
people
Yeah. Excusez-moi.
that's a little
Yeah, are you saying my breath stinks?
I didn't say you.
I'm asking you, does it stink? Does it stink?
Stop, Stacey.
There's a lot of bacteria in there. That's a lot of bacteria. Woo. I think it's like internal. Like I think her breath is coming from her lower stomach.
I don't know what was going on, but her mouth definitely greeted me before she greeted me.
So you got to meet Ashley?
I did. Yes. She's sweet, as everybody says.
Yes, until she's not.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh my God, like her breath smell like that. But so we get to, do I have the clip of Keiarna? Let's talk a little bit about Keiarna. Okay. I think Keiarna is coming in very hot this season. Okay. I don't know why every season at least one person has to have a beef with Wendy. Okay. Why every season? Somebody. Okay. Can we have a season where Wendy is just doing her own thing? Nobody coming at her, no beefs. But this time Keiarna has a beef. Okay. And I feel like the beef is like very petty. Okay. Very petty and pointless.
I have when we talk on the phone is not the energy that you meet me with when I see you outside. It's completely different energy. Like I shared with you, I said, hey, Wendy, are you going to be at the event? You said, oh, yes, I'll be there. And I said, oh, okay. I said, oh, I'm going to be sponsoring. You like, oh, okay, great. See you there. And then I get there and you're actually a speaker there.
What's wrong with that?
If I say I'm sponsoring your speaker, what would be the reason to not share?
When you said you're sponsoring the event, it's not like I just said, see you there. No, I said, yes, come on, sponsor. I hyped you. I didn't think it was in my moment to say, oh, by the way, I'm speaking. That's just me.
Okay, I'll take that, right? But here's where I think it looks different. So at the event, no, hey girl, no hi. No.
But I'm on the stage. You would want me to, as I'm speaking, stop what I'm doing and wave?
If I see my friend in the crowd, I'm going to wave to her. I'm going to do a friendly nod to her.
Girl, this is what's getting you upset? I didn't acknowledge you while I'm on stage. The energy I'm usually met with is, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations. Isn't that what friends do when they see you accomplish something? Instead of turning your accomplishment into their moment?
The energy that you and I have when we talk on the phone is not the energy that you meet me with.
feel
When
like Keiarna is trying to make sure she does something this season because people have called her boring. People have said she doesn't have a storyline. Her man don't want to be involved in the show. So what else can I give? I'm in this relationship that at the end of last season was kind of on the rocks because he didn't like the whole TV thing. And I think either last season or now they live separately. Okay. So I have this partner who doesn't want to film. My whole part of my probably storyline or what I thought I was going to discuss and be about was me getting married. So I have to do something. So I feel like she's trying to solidify her role on the show and really come in hot. Like, okay, I'm gonna bring something, but this ain't it. Okay, this is not it. Now, if you a sponsor, wouldn't you already know that Wendy was gonna be a speaker? Okay. And this is the best you got. You couldn't come and say nothing else that you were upset about when it comes to Wendy. It's giving real fake. Okay. Very much looking for a moment. Very much, I need to seal my contract. I need to come in hot with something. Greg ain't trying to be a part of this show. What else she really got going on? Okay, her friend Angel is here now. So I guess she can kind of build upon Angel being on the show and get some scenes with her. But I feel like Keiarna doesn't really have any connection to the rest of the group. She's just kind of there. Okay. And the fact that now they're bringing on 3 new people, well, not 3, but they got the 2 new ladies, and then Monique is coming back as a friend. It just shows they're testing. Okay. We're going to give you one more shot, girl. But these 2 new ladies and then bring Monique back, we might not need you no more. Okay, we really might not. So yeah, I think it's like I gotta do something. But I wish we could see Keiarna maybe doing her businesses. Was it her mom who came over earlier in the episode? But coming at Wendy is like, okay, this is old, it's tired. Everybody comes at Wendy. Do something different. But it was just like, girl, here we go again. Okay, here we go again. Now, I also wanted to look at some of the outfits from The Bloom. Now, Wendy to me was, of course, in my eyes, best dressed. Yeah, it's giving Barbie. Okay. Do y'all remember, this is gonna age me? But back in the day, I'm gonna make my picture a little bit smaller. I like this. Okay, I like it. Now, do y'all remember back in the day when they used to have those Barbies you could have as cake? Those black Barbies, and you would make the little ribbon. The icing was like this rippling ripple effect. That's what this dress reminds me of. The little Barbie cake that some people had growing up. Very beautiful. Knows how to pose. The dress is pretty. I know it's supposed to be about Ashley's event, but she stole the show without really trying. Glam, hair, makeup. Very beautiful. Okay. What do y'all think of some of the looks? Come into the chat, like the video. But I'm wondering this season, are we going to see more from Gizelle? I would love to see more of Gizelle spend time with her girls at college, maybe grieving and trying to overcome her father's passing, seeing her develop relationships maybe with a significant other finally. What else? We talked about Ashley. What's her name? Is a scammer. Okay. Stacey is a scammer, but I think I would like to see some elevation. Okay, I don't want to see the same storyline. And what do y'all think about, excuse me, Monique coming back? Do you think it was necessary? Are you over it? And do you miss Candace? Do some of y'all miss Candace? But it's time, I think, for these franchises to do something a little bit different. Okay. Just a little bit. I shouldn't say that. She's the producer. What do y'all think of the two new ladies? Very beautiful. I think it's good that they have their own like careers, businesses. It's just not about them being attached to somebody else on the show. I think with Kiera, I really didn't see a lot of her last year. I guess this is her third season, I think. Was it her third season? I just feel like we really haven't seen a lot of her outside of her relationship with Greg. Like her businesses. Like I want to see more of that. And maybe it's that Bravo is not showing those things. It's not her fault. But, um, it's not her fault, but I just want to see more of Kiera be her own person. But I'm loving the new ladies. I'm loving it. Do y'all think that Giselle should be in the middle? When we look at the photo of the whole season, um, who do you think really should be in the middle? Should it be Giselle? Do they give her a little bit too much rope to be the face of the franchise all the time? Okay. It's always about Giselle being the face of the franchise. But yeah, I think, it started off pretty decent. Okay, pretty decent. Just enough drama to probably, keep us going. Okay. Do y'all want do y'all want Monique back? Are y'all over Monique? I'm looking forward to it though. Okay, I'm looking forward to, but this is the first episode. Do y'all want me to do a live? We can do a live about Salt Lake City. I've been watching Orange County too. Interesting dynamics over there with Tamara. I think Tamara low key got a personality disorder. Okay, a little maybe borderline, maybe a little bit of histrionic. Okay. But I've been watching all the franchise. I just don't always have time to recap all of them. So maybe going live is a little bit easier. But I thought it was a good start. Good start. New ladies, showing up, not coming in too hot. Kiera, once again, you're coming in too hot. I need you to settle down a little bit. Okay. I think that Wendy to me has the best fashion, but of course, Angel's gonna say her friend has the best fashion, but we know it's really Wendy. Okay, it's really Wendy. But what do you think about this season? The first episode, should we continue to do our lives? Post episode. Make sure you hit that like, you subscribe. What are you looking forward to this season? Other Bravo shows, are y'all watching that? Did they already do the wife swap thing? Are people really watching that? Okay. It would have probably been better if they had swapped lives with each other. I don't need y'all to go out there and be with a regular person. Okay. I need Winnie to go over to Orange County. I need Salt Lake City to maybe go over there to DC. Switch it up a little bit. Miami. Can go over to New Jersey. See the wives being each other's like households. I don't know if I really care too much about them being with the regular folk. Okay. But yeah, these are my thoughts on episode 1 of the season. Starting off pretty good. Okay, starting off pretty good. But please let me know where you're watching from. Hit that like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys during the next live. Bye.